is Louise with Louise McCare, and I'm back today to do some more coasters, and I'm going to use a very similar palette as I used the last time, trying to find the perfect color combination for a tray or some other creation. So what I've got here is I have the same color palette as I used before, but I swapped out the silver, and I've put in its place Artez's Sky Blue Pearl. And I also, on my Art Minds Antiqua Aqua, I added some golden oxide white. To be truth be told, I left this open overnight and I needed to thin it down, so I used some of this oxide white to thin it down, plus a little more Minwax and water. And what I'm going to use for my pillow is my bloom scraps that you'll see me collecting over here as we keep going through creations. All right, I'll get you down in a second. All right, number 3. So, what I've learned from the last few, too, is that I'm going to put down less of the other colors on top. But not so much so that they don't look like they belong together. So while the heater's running and providing background noise, I'm going to voice over here. Just wanted to point out, because I didn't cover it in this tile creation, I am layering the colors down directly on top of each color below. I'm not drizzling like I normally do, because I wanted to see how these colors would interact with each other just being plopped on top of each other. I seem to be spinning a lot of color off, and I don't need to waste my colors if I don't need to. So while it's quiet for a second, I'm going to share a little piece of good news. Remember a couple months ago, I collaborated with a neighbor who is a wood craftsman, and he asked me to help him paint the butterfly wings on this creation he made down for a local shop downtown. Well, the local shop downtown wanted to meet me because they wanted to see who helped him with the painting, and I subsequently have gotten some coasters and other pieces of art in there, and I got my first check today. And I was really, really happy to get that and feel bona fide and more legitimized that I actually am in an art store. And that explains some of the reasons why I've been doing more functional art with my serving trays and also CDs coming up, that I'm trying to get something in there that's a little more user-friendly and not just a piece of art on the wall. So just wanted to share that good news. A little less cell activator this time too. Don't need it all. So I want to point out here, the white is the Australian cell activator recipe and the black is the American cell activator recipe. Just wanted to use up the white as much as I can because I had it and unite the two countries. Why keep these two countries separate from each other? So here we go. And another thing to point out here, if you've been following me since the beginning, you would know that I used to blow out the coasters all the way to the edges, and I don't need to. So in this one, I'm deliberately keeping this bloom real tight because I want to see how the cells stick together as I spin it out. I'll leave it right there. I'm going to keep those cells together. I'm not going to blow them apart. And I'm going to trust that I'm going to get this spun out. This is probably the shortest I've ever blown anything before. So this is going to be interesting. Because normally I spread it all out. So for anyone newer watching, all I'm doing here is spreading the pillow paint to the edges so that when I start to spin, the composition has paint to flow onto as it stretches out. Give it a second to come back. The cell activator is working really good too. I like the way this one's looking so far. All right, let's give it a go. Every time I'm learning. You observe and you adjust. And for anyone new watching, I do clean up between, so I don't have a big mess on my hands spinning off. Wow. I think I'm finally getting the Sheleeart Bloom Technique. Let me get rid of that bubble first before I go too far. So as another note, if you find air bubbles, you want to pop them as early as possible. Otherwise, they're going to spread and become white spots that get bigger as you keep spinning. And now they're all coming out of the woodwork. And you do have to have a little bit of a steady hand here. But I'll tell you what, I watch some people do these ring pours, wandering pours. I cannot do them. I do not have the hand for that. All right. Okay, let's give it another whirl. My aqua's a little bit more hidden this time. Gee whiz. I guess if you do something enough times, you're going to get better at it. Holy cats. I just got to get this off over here. Just so you know, I'm just putting the weight of the paint in the direction I want it to flow off. So when I start to spin it, it's already going to start weighing out in that direction as it blows out. Okay, let's hope I can get that off. This one is really amazing. Wow. Yeah, but I can dub it. Oh my God. What do you think?
I mean, I don't know how it can be better. These are great.
Oh my gosh. Wow. I did these differently than I've ever done any of them before. In that I am, I'm not drizzling the colors on top of each other. I'm literally plopping one on top of the other. Solidly.
Okay.
Oh my God. I'm gonna leave that little edge because look at it. It's like got a halo around it.
Yeah.
It's spectacular. It's beautiful. It's one of my best ones, I think. All right, folks. This one, I don't even know what to say. Well, I do want to say thank you for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed the video and all my silly giddiness. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the bell, and we'll see you next time.